Hey folks, it's Gary from NSYakfisher Outdoors. Back on a woods road, traveling in. Just finished catching up with the latest episodes of Atlantic Bushcraft Adventures podcast. And now I'm heading in to really go catch my supper. I got my new kayak on board, or on top, a couple fly rods, and heading into a little small lake that has a couple sites on it, and hoping to catch some small bass for some supper tonight. This lake, last time I was here, which is a few years ago now, was stocked full of yellow perch and small bass, the occasional big one, but very, very rare. So anyway, I'm hoping to get the fly rods out, catch a few of the small bass, and maybe do a little catch and cook this evening. Got the hammock with me, so I plan on staying the night if all things go well. We got a little bit of just today a full-on fire ban, so just checked that before I got out of service. So I won't be using the twig stove I brought, but I do have a canister stove that should do the trick. So anyway, I hope you come along and join me. Should be able to at least catch a few bass by fly today, and we'll see what happens. So stay tuned. Hey folks, well, I'm out on the lake now. I just put the pedal drive down because I had to quite a little paddle to get out of a weedy bay to start. It's a little bit windy out here, but just having a look around. I'm going to start fishing soon. See what happens. Taking this for a spin. Oh. Anyway, this is almost a star-shaped lake. So lots of opportunities to get out of the wind if I need to or if I want to. Anyway, I'm going to start throwing a fly. Got my Streamside fly rod there and a Streamside Legacy fly reel, and a little orange and yellow fly that I made myself a couple of years ago. So we're going to give that a whirl here, see what happens. Oh, there we go. Start to reel it. Oh. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Extremely tiny. Well, that's what I sort of expected. Although maybe not quite that small. But that is tiny. Fishing a little point now, back end of this cove, that the lily pads come way out in a finger-like pattern, and somewhere off the end there was a couple nice boulders. And in the fall one year I caught a couple of really nice bass here, but caught a couple already that's better than the ones I started with, but still small. small by any standards. Take a grub or a small Senko off the end here and catch fish, but the whole point is trying to get a few with fly rod. I think I've landed 4 so far. A couple small and a couple beyond small, minuscule, and to have bass or grass of that size, I think that's probably what I'm going to be dealing with. It's just a lot of tiny fish. She's overpopulated in here. You drag a fly along the shore, it just gets hammered after hammered, but no size to anything. Oh, there's a fish right off the bat. He thinks he's a big one. And he's considerably bigger than some of the others, but still small. Again, that's what we expect. Just little fellas. Using an egg sucking leech, or really just a woolly bugger, but it does have the thing on the end, a little egg. Thought maybe might get something decent out here off the point, but maybe not. Ooh, that is a little better one. Alright. Get that fly in there pretty good. Oh, that's what we call a pretty good one in here, which is really pretty tiny. Might go 11 inches if it's lucky. There's a fish. Big one, another big one. Massive. Wow, he might be a scupper hole fish. You go, little guy. Acrobatics on the fly rod. I'll let this little guy go. Maybe there's always a bunch of small ones in here, so I'm going to turn it that way. There we go. lake. Oh, there we go. That's it. Yeah. Call that our big fifth one for supper. I imagine I didn't have the camera on for most of it, but 30 or 40 in the last 20 minutes maybe. All small. Now, you don't want to overlook lakes like this. I mean, first off, great spot to teach people to fish, get kids out fishing where they're actually going to catch fish. And you know what? In the northern waters, bass take a long time to grow. And sometimes they're susceptible to overpopulation where they've been moved. And this is a place that presumably, well, when I was a kid, there wasn't any bass here. So they were illegally introduced here. And they just overpopulated themselves. And so rather than take your big fish, come to a lake that's full of small ones if you want to have a fish fry, which is what I'm doing today. And really the reason why I'm fly fishing. If I was looking for big fish today in here, I certainly wouldn't be using the fly rod right now with the wind and being able to try to figure things out. There is a ton. Nope, I'm jumping for it. Oh, there he goes. Wow. But get yourself some ultralight tackle. This isn't it. I should have, if it wasn't for the wind, I would have used like a 4-weight, I think. But some ultralight light tackle. Get your kids out and enjoy something like this. Or just feel like cooking a meal in the wild like I did today. Testing out a new boat in a relaxing atmosphere. This is it. Sun is still bright and way up there. Well, it's not a perfect spot, but this is going to be supper tonight. Got my fillets in with a little bit of fish crisp. Just going to cut up my veg here in a couple minutes. Got my tortilla shells, a little bit of cheese, lemon, and a little bit of cabbage. Bone in my wrap. Cut my stuff up. Hopefully you can see that. Some oil in there, but that's the cooked bass. Okay, that's just a little tartar sauce. Put in with my cabbage and lemon. This frying pan. Tex-Mex shredded cheese. Steak. And I'm gonna wrap this sucker up. That'd be shore supper for tonight, I guess. Well, I'm going to finish this off, make one more, clean up, pack everything away, and then head back for home. So I hope you enjoyed the video. A little bit different, just this going to a little bit of a back lake that predominantly small bass in it, but I hope you see the usefulness of it. If you take a few small bass, you're probably only helping things. Great spots to take kids to fish. They're going to catch fish, enjoy themselves, and you can even have a nice shore lunch without having to worry about any adverse effects on the population. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, I'm Gary from NSYakfisher Outdoors, and we'll see you on the water soon. Bye bye. Just fishing on my way out. Ultralight. Got a nice little yellow perch, bigger than some of the bass I was catching. I'm not really in any rush, so. We're just gonna fish for a few minutes. Try the ultralight. If we get any more. Hit it again. Yellow perch. Seville flatshad. Well, we got a multi-species day going anyway.